Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with the third place match from the 2007 Ever OSL. And I wanted to not put up the players' names yet, just in case you wanted to go back and watch the semifinal between Stork and Bisu. I was not able to cast it because the files I had were corrupted. And when I went to go see if there was a spot on YouTube that I could download some really crappy YouTube VODs and cast over those, I discovered that Diggity and I actually already casted those games back in 2007. So I'm a little bit embarrassed for the quality of the audio from that, because I was broadcasting apparently through not just a potato mic, but then over a bad internet connection, which was then recorded by Diggity. And so it sounds really bad. But if you want to go watch that, go check it out. I'll put a card on the screen right now if I remember. And if not, there's going to be a link in the video description. So anyways, let's move on to the third place match. And here we go. This is going to be Up Magic versus, spoiler alert, Bisu. It is in fact Bisu, not Stork. Stork was able to defeat Bisu to make it to the finals. So that means the live finals event that we're going to be doing later this week is going to be between Jaedong and Stork. Very, very excited about that. Very much looking forward to it. This is the third place match. It's going to be between Up Magic and Bisu, the two losers of the semifinals. For, at least they can get a medal. I believe there's some prize money involved in third place, although it's not super significant. And so, this is cool. I really like the third place match. It makes for a good lead up to the finals, something that's important, but it's not the finals, to hype you up for the finals. And that's what we're going for here, because we're going to be doing the live finals event later on this week. And again, apologies I couldn't get to. I also partly I'm not casting Bisu versus Stork because I might be able to find a Korean version somewhere that wasn't casted and recast it, but I also just ended up not having a lot of time this week. So this will have to do, I hope. And for those of you that were asking, I am going to be putting up a video the day before and sending out a tweet the day before to remind everyone that the live finals is happening. So you'll get a little bit of a reminder there, so in case you want to make it. And I'm hoping that I can also upload the whole thing to YouTube later on as well. So if you are not able to make it to the live finals event, it won't be quite as cool, but you'll be able to kind of watch all of the twists and turns of the finals and the surprise special guests that I happen to know are going to be showing up. And you'll be able to get all of the cool action later on. It'll probably be a long video, like a 2 or 3 hour video or something like that, because I'm not gonna bother editing it or anything. I'm just gonna upload it in one big chunk probably. Anyway, so Bisu bottom left, Up Magic top right. In case you don't know that Bisu is a Protoss player, and it looks like he's gonna go into a very fast Nexus. Very fast Nexus, probably one barracks into command center is what I'm going to be expecting here. Actually, so we do have a refinery going up. We may have him going to a factory into command center, or actually, based on how he played against Jaedong in the semifinal match, Up Magic just went for, I'm not going to call them cheesy builds, but I'm going to call them creative builds, because maybe one and a half were cheesy-ish, but they were more than just cheese. They weren't just oh, I'm gonna proxy barracks and just all in you. They were actually very interesting builds, and had some sort of preparation behind them that made them really, really cool and viable. And so we might see something similar here. It looks like he is getting a factory down, and this could be bad for Bisu, because he's gonna scout that Bisu has made a fast Nexus. It looks like he's made a gateway on the high ground as well, but this could be a pretty bad situation for Bisu, actually. If Up Magic is already building quick tech, looks like Bisu is building gas already as well, so it looks like he's just going to try and squeeze out Dragoons as quickly as possible and to protect this expansion. And so he looks like he's going to maybe get away with it, because I don't think Up Magic is probably going to go for too much pressure right now. Now the thing is he's got the expansion up. Excuse me. He's got the expansion up and running. I guess it depends on what Up Magic does right now, right? He's taken SCVs off of gas, and he's just mining with one SCV on gas just to get a little bit of money in the bank. And there's a starport. Okay, so we are going to see some shenanigans. We're going to see yet more shenanigans from Up Magic, from Up Muggle, and I'm really curious to see where this is going to go, because I mean, is this going to be a drop? Is he going to get, I don't think Cloaked Wraiths is the play. I mean, against Zerg, it has some merits, but against Protoss, it's just, I mean, Wraiths just don't do enough damage. That probe is going to get denied. It's not going to be able to get in to get a scout. It looks like he's actually going to be able to kill off the probe. Maybe one more shot. Oh, yeah, he's circling back around. Oh, he's circling back up around the back. Is he going to try to get a scout in? Yeah. Oh, nope. Marine catches him. Is he going to be able to get in? Okay, never mind. He's got units on the ramp, so it's fine. That probe's not going to be able to get in there. There's a control tower, so we are seeing probably a drop, I guess. Beast 2 has already basically gotten away with this, though. He has Dragoons out on the map. We didn't see any kind of quick rush. I mean, we could have seen Up Magic build like a tank and a Vulture and then move out with some Marines. He has consistently been making Marines, actually. So, I mean, this is like a FD build. This is a standard FD build. So it's not like, no, it's not actually, because normally FD build you make a command center. It's a fake double. And you make a command center after it, but it's similar to a fake D build and FD build in that he's continuing to make Marines and a couple factory units and that kind of thing, and now he's kind of pushing out and putting some pressure on. But I just feel like this is maybe a little bit too late to do enough damage, because Bisu is going to be able to have, looks like 4 Dragoons out by that point. Pylon wall going down just to make sure that he's got a choke point that he can try and funnel enemy units in there. The Vultures won't be able to get around the back. Is that an SCV? Did I see an SCV in the main? Did he get a scout in? Maybe I'm just imagining things. But here he goes in with these Vultures, and he's going to spot this wall. Yeah, so the Vultures are not going to be able to run by. But now his dropship is coming across the map. That's what I figured it would probably be a drop. It looks like we're researching mines, and it looks like the mines are going to complete research at just the right time. He's going in with Marines at the front. What is he doing? Just kind of throwing away Marines. But the point is that it's a distraction. He's going to be able to run in the back with these Vultures at the same time and get several probe kills. Does he have mines upgraded? Can he plant down mines? Yes, he is going to be able to plant down. Oh, if a mine attacks that Dragoon with the probes next to it, it could kill a lot of his economy, and it does! Oh, one mine takes out several, and actually the rest of the mines take out the rest of the Dragoons as well. This is actually turning out to be very effective. He only has 1 Vulture left, though. If he'd maybe kept 2 or 3 alive somehow and all of that, he'd be in a lot better shape. But at this point, oh, wow. So he has a shuttle out. Is he going to do some tricksy micro with shuttle and that Dragoon to try and bait out the mine or something like that? Dropship is still around. He's dropping more Vultures on the high ground behind that little pylon wall. They're going to drop out a couple mines just for vision probably and go around the back. Now, I don't believe that they can get a good enough spot onto those probes that they can fire downhill at the probes. Oh, nope, never mind. There is one spot where you can fire down at the probes. So he's going to be able to get even more probe kills. He's got mines on the ramp to stop the Dragoons from running up to this location. An observer is on the way, though, already. So I think he's probably going to be fine. He's going to lose a few probes. And the Dragoons are now running around behind the bottom to get into the main base. This is a very strangely shaped map, as you couldn't tell already, where there's like a ramp going down from the main, and then another ramp going up behind the natural and around. And there's like a mineral only third up there. Anyway, you guys have seen that. Oh, another mine takes out some probes. Bisu has had 2 Nexuses for a while, and so he has been able to consistently make probes and keep his worker count up. But he's lost probably like 10 or 15 probes at this point. So this is having that Nexus up for longer is not necessarily a good thing, because we can see on the minimap that in the background, Up Magic has made an expansion base behind this. So he's used the advantage of the distraction of all these Vultures and mines and killing off probes to make another command center and get his economy going. So I feel like Up Magic may actually have an economic advantage right now, which is kind of baffling and amazing. And we do have a shuttle moving across the map. I don't think that robotic support bay has been up long enough for there to be a Reaver in that shuttle. We didn't see it when it left, but oh, he's producing. Oh, is he making a Wraith? Oh, that could be really good. A Wraith is a really awesome counter to that shuttle, actually, if you have the starport already. Another Vulture running around in through the back. Did he? Oh, I think this is one he had before, and he just moved it away. The dropship scouts the shuttle, so now I think the shuttle's going to turn away. I think he was probably going to try and drop some Zealots or Dragoon or something like that. And now he's like, okay, well, I've been spotted, so I'm not going to do anything. Now he runs in there. He does see the robotic support base. So the purpose of that Vulture was to try and get a couple more probe kills, which I think it did, but also mostly just to get a scout in. Yeah, so the Wraith is out, and Bisu knows, okay, he's got a starport. My shuttle is undefended. He may have a Dragoon in that shuttle, but it's just not too safe to send that shuttle in with a potential Wraith in there that could just kill off the shuttle. So falls the shuttle back. He's like, all right, I'm not going to go in for any kind of crazy drop here or anything like that. Okay, he does have a Reaver now, and actually, whoa, what is going on here? A tank in the background. That's a really nicely placed mine, but oh, he's going to pick up in the dropship as well. That Vulture is going for more probe kills. Gets another probe kill. And it's going to continue planting down mines. So just all kinds of shenanigans going on that high ground above Bisu's natural expansion. The tank dropping out, taking a pot shot at the Dragoon. And the Dragoon, sorry, the Vulture is now going to be obliterated by a Scarab. But again, he's just distracting. Whoa, carriers. Carriers inbound, ladies and gentlemen. This is really interesting. And, you know, it's funny, the other day I was talking about how I got into StarCraft because I found a Boxer highlight video, right? And one of the things that was shown in that Boxer highlight video was the fact that there was a game where Boxer was facing down a bunch of carriers, and he actually built cloaked raids, and he scanned and killed off the 2 or 3 observers and was able to push back the carriers just with cloaked raids. And so that's Upmagic is exactly the type of player that we could see doing something like that, is I guess my point here. And oh, here we go out the Reavers. Oh, and he's actually, this is crazy. He's actually drop microing his tanks to try and avoid Scarabs and Dragoon shots. Not really being effective, but he keeps all of his units alive, and that's crucial. Again, just keeping Bisu on the back foot, and an SCV is going to run in, and I think we saw the end of a ComSat scan on those starports, actually, so I think he knows what's going on, and yes, he exactly knows what's going on. Switching into building more factories, getting the armory down, so we can shift into full-scale Goliath production. But this is also a timing for as well for Upmagic. He's pushing across the map knowing that there's a crucial moment in time where several hundred minerals and gas have been invested into starports that are not doing anything for his forces or his economy right now. And he says, all right, I've got a ton of tanks. I got to push across the map while my tanks are reigning supreme, while he doesn't have the ground army to deal with these tanks, but he also doesn't have the air to deal with them yet. And it looks like he's building turrets along the way so we can pushing into the natural expansion here, sieging up tanks everywhere. The Reaver is going to be a good deterrent for this, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough in time. Well, it's not going to be enough, I guess I should say. There's the carriers coming out here, but again, it's just that's 600 minerals that have gone into those carriers that are currently completely impotent. There's nothing they can do right now. They can only build a couple interceptors very slowly, but there's already turrets. Several SCVs building turrets in the meantime, and Upmagic is just moving straight into the national expansion of Bisu. Upmagic has his 3rd base building as well in the background. He's got several factories. He can rally Goliaths across the map to rally up and meet up with these tanks and the turrets. And I think this is going to be it for Bisu for game number 1 for this series. A couple carriers out. They can't have more than like 3 or 4 interceptors at this point. And Goliath moving across the map as well. It looks like, is he going to try and deal with this push, or is he just going to try and hold and he's going to try and counterattack with the carriers? I think counterattacking, I don't think counterattacking the carriers is going to work, but I don't think either situation works. I don't think that there's anything Bisu can do about this. He's down to 1 base, which is going to be starting to mine out before too long, and yeah, Upmagic has 3 bases. He's got 6 factories producing Goliaths right now. And he scans and he sees, oh, gets some pot shots down on those shields of those units, but it's not going to be enough. And Upmagic, crucially, is not quite able to push up into the main base. It's just too hard of a task to push up a ramp into the Protoss base, and so he's not able to quite finish off BC right now. But again, he's got such an economic advantage at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. But here, this Reaver might have something to say about that. Dragoon pops out just in case there's a tank there. SCVs are going to go and suicide in to attack this Reaver, and the Wraith comes in at the same time. If he can take out the shuttle with the SCVs, sorry, if he can take out the Dragoon with the SCVs, the shuttle will be able to kill everything off. I'm sorry, the Wraith will be able to kill everything off. I just said, like, all of the wrong unit names in a row. So he is going to lose that island base just because it is an island. But again, it's just like, okay, he still has 2 bases. Upmagic is getting a new 3rd base right now. And I don't think Bisu has enough forces to deal with this. The Observer is going to scout that extra base on the right side. And he may go for that next. But Bisu has brought his carrier, he's keeping his carriers rather. Wow, 4 mines for one. That was the most screwed Dragoon ever. Okay, it looks like Up Magic is going to try and go for the kill now. Pushing in with his units. He's got a large clump of Goliaths to accompany to try and pick off those interceptors. Try and pick off the carriers if they get close enough. He's sieged up at the bottom of the ramp. He just needs to get some of those Goliaths up to the top of the ramp so he can get vision. So now he can get vision up the ramp if the Dragoons come in to try and kill the Goliaths. If he can get some tanks on the high ground as well, that's going to be crucial. And it looks like he's starting to pick off the gateways as well. Can Bisu pull it off? He's built up a sizable force of carriers, actually, continue to produce them. Looks like he's got 5 or 6 carriers at this point. But is it going to be enough? Here he goes in. He's going to try and pick off these Goliaths. The Goliaths are falling back, kiting away, going after the carriers when they're within range. The tanks on the low ground able to do tons of damage and pick off all of the Dragoons except for a few. And it looks like, is he going to be able to? Yes, it looks like he does have enough Goliaths in the bank. These Goliaths are completely by themselves, but there's no ground units. A handful of Zealots would be able to deal with this, but he's killed off all of the ground units with his tanks, and it's just Goliaths versus carriers right now, and he's having to micro the carriers back behind his buildings, but in the meantime, the tanks are just killing off of his buildings. It's like, all right, so these Goliaths and carriers are dancing back, and he picks off 2 carriers, and that's going to be it. If he gets another one, it's just going to be curtains for Bisu. There he goes, loses another carrier. There's the GG. GG coming from Bisu. So, Up Magic, able to pull it off and scouted those carriers at just the right moment. And oh my gosh, you got to hand it to him. What a heads-up play, just super on top of what needed to be done. He scanned those carriers and immediately sent his entire force across the map. And if he'd waited 30 more seconds or a minute or something like that to send his forces across the map, I don't think it would have been enough. I don't think it would have been in time. Bisu would have been able to secure enough defenses, get enough carriers out. He would have been able to slow that push. But instead, runs across the map with a dozen tanks, the SCVs to boot, in order to create a series of turrets to make sure that the couple carriers that were there in the beginning were not able to do enough against that push, and just obliterated Bisu's natural expansion. Bisu tried very hard to try and do some cheeky tactics to buy time with the Reaver and the shuttle in order to get enough carriers out. But, when it was 1 bases versus 3, you just can't quite get enough in time. And Up Magic, very nicely done, was able to keep that push alive and didn't lose it. And he was also very patient in that he waited on that low ground for the killing blow. He didn't try and push up too quickly when it would have been a little bit difficult to get up that ramp. With the Dragoons and stuff that were on top of the ramp there. And he waited until he'd really secured things and had enough Goliaths that he could easily deal with the carriers. And then he made his move, was able to pull it off. So GG, that was pretty awesome game. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to game number 2. I don't know if it's going to be out exactly after this one, though, on YouTube. I don't know if we'll be able to publish it, but it should be out pretty soon, if not. And yeah, I'm going to be able to get this whole 3rd place match out before the finals on Friday. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. GG. And I'm going to go move on to game number 2.